Hi, everybody. This is Rick Weisberg with Oasis Flight Time Benches. I'd like to introduce you to a new design I recently came up with called the Grande. This is based off of an old design I first came up with in the late 1980s when I first started my flight time bench business. I made a bench called the lap bench, which was basically this, but the center was a lot different. The sides and the back and the front were all the same, but it was a nice looking bench, but it was limited with its ability to hold a lot of different size and quantity of tools and bottles. So when I came up with later designs like my compact bench, my pedestal partner, the lap bench just kind of went by the wayside. I probably stopped making lap benches probably 20 plus years ago. As I've been getting closer to retirement, I've been trying to do a lot more tying like I did in the old days. And I've been using my Pro Bench a lot, but I was getting increasingly frustrated with the numbers of holes it had with all the different tools I wanted to be able to store and different bottles I wanted to be able to store on the bench. So I got thinking I need to come up with another bench for the real serious flight tire that really holds a lot of tools and bottles. And then I went back to my lap bench design, but I just reworked the entire center of the bench to make it that better, really good quality organizer that I was looking for. It's made out of solid oak, red oak, has walnut as a contrasting arm on the arms here and the front piece here. This bench will come as a C clamp only. But if you're a pedestal vise tire, which most of you are, I know, you can easily take this assembly off by just unscrewing this bolt. This inner area here is big enough to handle most pedestal base sizes if you want to put your base back on the bench, or obviously you just put the base in front of the bench and on your table. But yeah, this comes off. You're left with a 1/4 inch hole in the bottom center of the piece of wood here, which is no big deal. Um, as I was talking earlier about quantity of hole sizes, I have a whole row here of 1/4 inch holes, and they all have tapered entrances. So when you're going to put your tool away, it helps guide the tool into the hole. That's been a common trait of mine with all my benches. Here's a whole row of 3/8 inch holes, a row of 1/2 inch, a row of 3/8 with the first four having bottoms in them. So if you have a short little tool and you don't want the tool to slip through the hole onto the bench bottom, that bottom in the hole will hold the tool up so you can grab it easier. Then these four holes back here are 5/8 inch holes, as is these three right here are 5/8. Then we have more 1/4 inch holes going this way, 3/8 holes this way, 1/2 inch holes here, four of them, and then four 3/4 inch holes and four 1 inch holes. And these two holes right here are 3/8 inch holes with an 1/8 inch hole in the center that for bodkins that can slip through that 1/8 inch hole in the center. This foam insert right here is designed for like a pin cushion for sticking your bodkins right there in that foam. Holds bodkins very well, real easily. The bench will come with a background card. If you've never used a background card, I think you'll find this really helps with eye strain and being able to see detail a lot better, especially on smaller flies. Without a background card, when you're trying to fly, all this clutter back here, your eyes are trying to focus on your fly, but you got that background of all different sizes of items and colors. It puts a stress on your eye. Once you put that background card, it just makes it so much nicer to tie with. If you're tying light colored flies, use a dark background. If you're tying dark flies, use the white background. It'll come with 13 brass rods on here. These brass rods each hold 4 spools. So that's 52 spools of spool material you can put right on the bench. Here we have a large hole in the center for for a large bottle. We have 4 1.5 inch holes, 4 1.25 inch holes, 4 1 inch holes, and two 3/4 inch holes. This area here in the back, I'll show you here in just a moment. When I bring out my bench, I use that for storing lots of miscellaneous flight time material I want to have at the ready when I'm tying flies. These three 1/2 inch holes in the back are designed for accessory items that I make. We'll talk about that here in just a second. So anyway, that's what the Grande bench looks like when it's empty. Let me bring out my bench that I've got loaded up so you can get a real good idea what what it looks like when you're actually using this bench. So here's my bench. I'm a right-handed tire, so I like having my scissors here on my right. Same with bodkins, really at the ready, right up front. So you're not reaching to the back of the bench to put something away like in some other designs of benches. I've got bobbins over here, lots of holes. I've got some larger holes here for larger handled tools, like right here. This my hair pusher will fit right in that hole very nicely. I've got a pair of wire cutters, needle nose pliers, finer nose needle nose pliers, wing burners, a 360 hackle plier, um, and then other miscellaneous small tools like this wire brush for picking out dubbing on flies. Over here, we've got more bobbins. Got a few holes here for some permanent markers, like having those at the ready. Got some clamps here for doing dubbing loop with hackle with brush with hackles. I always like having a pocket knife at the ready. These are for spinning. We use a drill, cutting out round foam discs. These are those smaller handled tools I was telling you about. You don't want them to drop through. This is a little rake made by Wasatch. I don't know if they're around anymore. This is a little picker with a wire brush on the end for picking out dubbing. Um, a small comb for combing out underfur on hair. Another 360 dubbing hackle plier. A couple more 360 hackle pliers here. Various dubbing loop tools, different kinds of dubbing loop tools, and whip finishers over here. Here's what I was telling you about with hackle pliers. There are some tools that just don't fit in holes, so you have something to hang on here. Over here on my bottles, I see I've got this large hole for my soft flex, which always comes in this big bottle. I've never had a bench I could put that in. Now I do. Here's my UV light, my lighter, various head cements and epoxies, some Wasatch wood hair stackers and some metal hair stackers, some wax here, um, and then this surface area storage around here. I've got some foam slits for once again making those hackle dubbing loops. Room for plastic storage boxes that you're using a lot of. This happens to be some dyed guinea feathers. Got some necks and saddles here. A box of dubbing, a Pro 20 hook box, some couple more boxes of dubbing, another Pro 20 hook box that holds 20 different styles of hooks. And in the back here, I was talking about those half-inch holes at the back. I call this my fly dock. It's just a rippled foam piece with a couple strong magnets on the bottom. Just a handy place to stick your flies when you're done tying them before you put them into your boxes. Over 30 years ago, I used to call this my book holder. Now I call this my book/iPad holder. And then my spool spinner 72, which will hold 72 different spooled materials, both upper and lower, rotate for easily selecting of what you're looking for. I also have some other accessory items like my baggy buddy would fit in here. I've got a sparkle spinner 16 and a sparkle spinner 32 that will fit in one of these holes in the back. So that in a nutshell, that's the Grande Bench. I want to thank you for taking your time listening to this video on my new bench design. And I hope you all have a nice day. Take care. Okay, bye-bye.